Hello, Divine Feminines. So, I sat down to do a reading, get my decks in order, picked up the deck, cut it. This is what we got. And what I heard was, let sleeping dogs lie. I think for some of us, it may be too late for that advice. I think this Gemini moon that we just had was kind of a little bit, stirred things up a little bit for some. You may have hit send on some things. Now you're thinking, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But, you know, it's all in alignment. Cards seem to suggest you're feeling nostalgic. Oh, now we have Knight of Swords in the upright. Coming towards you. Page of Pentacles. So, let's see what the masculine has on his mind now. Hermit, Moon, Star, Two of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Wow, Five of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups reversed, Five of Wands. Knight of Cups, Two of Swords. And we kind of start where we finish where we started. Page of Cups reversed. So the masculine feels like he blew it, missed a chance. He blames himself, but it's also that he's very interested in I want to say exploring, like, could be the mysteries of life. For some, it could be a darker side of life. It's almost like he's wallowing in his emotions. And he's feeling like he doesn't... Okay, so something may have happened where he began to see things in a different light. He may have begun to see you in a different light. There's the Sun on Door to Spirit. So these two cards here suggest an awakening of sorts. I feel like that's been going on for so long. I don't know. I kind of feel like if he's not going to awaken by now, it might not happen. Okay, so to be with you, he knows he'd have to be a very, this is like his higher self talking, I think, a very healed version of himself. A very, it's weird because this is not like how I would normally interpret the Star, but I feel like the Star is one of those cards where it has so many connotations. It's like he's really mulling over, should I pull this relationship closer to me, or should I, we got Magician on the bottom of the deck, or should I continue on with my plan Okay, so we have standoff coming here. I feel like maybe some of you tried to break the standoff. That was implemented by him. Leo energy with the sun. There's a lot about values, about worth. Okay, so we have soul connection and scared what their family will say. On the bottom, we have the Magician, Capricorn, we're a lot alike, Empress, and I drive by your house and I saw your car. So I think some of you feel or have felt him, or what you felt was him manifesting you. I do think it is true. But I think part of it was that he's actually trying to figure out his own power. And to do that, he has to go inward in the heart space. And they're kind of showing me like this is sort of a mirror here about what you've done, and he can see what you've done somehow. I mean, twins are connected in the chakras, so he could feel it too. But I feel like he's been observing you from afar. So air came up, yeah. I feel like he's been being very quiet, using his telepathy and feeling into this while he's been in this kind of, this is like a void and then a lot of growth at once. It could be an awakening. There is waiting energy here. There's some silent energy here. A lot of silent energy here. And I am confused. I feel like his spiritual side is the one kind of bringing in this confusion. And it's kind of showing me like stirring up this the dark waters, the deep waters. Let's start over. Interesting. Came up in reverse, but I don't feel like it wants to be that way. If you made an offer or you made a movement or at all, it could have been very subtle. I think he's been waiting and watching and hoping for something that was like an unequivocal sign. That's not the right way to say that. And he may have gotten it, and that may have even scared him more. I miss being around you. I love your body. I want to see you so bad. I think you are hot. I am who I am. Yeah, okay, you may have seen who he is. I'm not ready in reverse. I'm falling in love. I'm depressed, and I will be back. You may have seen a side of him that you didn't necessarily, that was new, and that you didn't necessarily love. Like, I feel like if he had always been a certain charming facade to you or presented a certain image, this is like another interpretation of the star, I feel like, that you may have really like seen behind the mask somehow, and it may have been manipulative like a manipulative seeing behind the mask. Some of you may be moving. Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow period now. Okay. So here's the thing. He is a very, very strong manifester. Very strong energy. Just remember, you're equally as strong, but you can't manifest him. It will not work. It does not work. It only pushes him away. Taking all of this creative sacral energy and putting it into something in your life will create monumental change for you. If it is done through like faith and your higher, like not trying to have your brain figure it out. Okay, so I feel like there will possibly, for some, not all, because some of you are long distance. Okay, so if he somehow blindsidedly showed you a part of him that you didn't love, that was for a reason. Because that's how they get off of the pedestal, right? You have to actually, you've seen them up on this pedestal because that's what happens. The way that it goes forward is to take them off of this pedestal. Like they're an actual human being. They're not this perfect knight in shining armor type situation. I think this actually like relieved some pressure. Like they're showing me like what are those things called? Pressure cooker. And it's just like letting the steam out. They're saying the steam needed to come out. The steam needs to come out and will come out more. I've cried over you. That's one way to let the steam out. No one makes me feel like you do. I'm sorry for lying to you. I'm trying to trust in divine timing. I'm going through a lot. Drama. No one makes me feel the way you do. I miss kissing you. So that's an interesting card. There's struggles with self-worth still here. And part of that is that gap. I want to follow my heart. I daydream. I want to come back home to you. Still healing wounds. I need you back. Still healing wounds. Okay, Spirit. This wound is, I fear if you get too close to me, you'll hurt me. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. What do we need to know about this fear that he's struggling with? Can you tell me how this is a mirrored wound? Male ancestors speaking truth. It's about being valuable, like knowing that you are valuable. And there's something here about really not being needy and understanding how beautiful you are because you were made in a certain light. They're referencing the sun. In purpose, on purpose, and you should invite your higher self to reveal to you all of yourself. This is the way forward. Thank you, Spirit. So, for those of you like on the healing journey wanting to do the work, there's specific things here for you. I feel like a lot of us feminines have been in our masculine for a little while, integrating all the masculine, right? We have to be whole. We have to be integrated fully as a one complete being in ourself. And they're saying, like, slow down and savor. Passion twice. Slow down and savor your heart. Allow your soul to sing with joy. And we have sing twice. Passion twice, sing twice. And here we have 2 cards of, it's a cards about being valuable about what you do, and that you've been cultivating a certain things within you, may have come down through your family line, but you've been cultivating a certain energy, frequency, vibration that is now, it's ready here. It's ready. It's like, it is ready to go. It is ready to give to others. Like, you've been in this kind of, I want to say, this hermit cocoon with some of these gifts. And these gifts, interesting. I feel like these gifts were things that you loved when you were a child. It's like, you know, I made this video on my Instagram yesterday. It was about nobody is ever born hating themselves or anything about themselves. And the things you kind of naturally come by are gifts. They're part of who you are. They're part of your, you know, what you bring to this world. Of course, we have to make a living for ourselves and provide, you know, that way. But we also have to fulfill our self. And this may not necessarily be about earning money, but it may. There's kind of a level of trust that you need to develop with the universe about bringing yourself fully into expression. And, you know, there's endless ways to do that. And I think that's part of what he's really looking for in this world. I feel here like a lot of the time we try to do the right thing and we end up kind of overgiving our energy with a wrong intention. And I don't know really how to say this so it doesn't sound kind of harsh. It's like when, and also misleading. Like, I don't want to mislead anyone. That's my biggest thing with reading. It's like you have to trust your own intuition and don't make life changes off of a reading. Use it as like signs to further develop. Oh, goodness gracious. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. Let me finish this thought and then I'll read these. You know, I think you're coming to a point right now where life may not be exactly what you thought it would be. And you created something that isn't giving you exactly what you thought it would give you in terms of fulfillment across the board. And Spirit does want you to be fulfilled across the board. And that is like choosing. We have passion for a third time. That is choosing to be fulfilled and fulfilling. It's like I don't know why they're bringing this particular thing up, but they're saying it's like less charged of emotion. It's like we decide we want to have new friendships or social relationships, and we go out and we kind of put our best foot forward. And they're saying this is a lot like dating too. It's like we try to make ourselves as much as attractive as we think society wants us to be, right? And I know a lot of people will say, no, I don't do this. I'm just my authentic self. And it may even be like you feel like the contrarian part of you is your most attractive self or something like that. Like the real authentic part of you doesn't need to really manipulate people at all. And I've talked about this before in videos. It's like manipulation. We are always manipulating because we are magicians and we are creators. But what I'm specifically talking about here is when you are only presenting like a tiny fraction of yourself and you're keeping the rest hidden in hopes that the fraction of yourself is so enticing that they'll put up with the rest of you. And it's, thank you, Spirit, it's like putting up with the rest of you is this notion. Wow, this is such a big energy in my heart. Holy moly. Putting up with the rest of you is a notion that was put on you, carried down from generations, that is not true. Like, you do not have to be put up with. I knew I had to do this reading. I was like, I have so much to do, but I have to do this reading. You're not something that has to be put up with. You're, they're showing me like this golden queen that carries lifetimes of wisdom and beauty, and this is what the masculine sees, just as you see him. And this radiance is just, I don't ever want to lead anyone in the wrong direction. I can only give you what Spirit gives me. And it's hard for me to see that the masculines, as I've experienced them, would run away from a radiant queen. But this is what Spirit's giving me. They see a radiance in you that just doesn't match up to their self-concept right now. Like, it overwhelms their eyes. And I'm not talking about your physical beauty. God, I'm getting so hot. Okay. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to get a good analogy. If you were to have saved up to buy a house for a very long time, and then you got to a certain point and you're like, okay, I can do it now, and you're looking at a certain price range and you're thinking, oh, I can handle this, and you see like your dream house, a house that you're like would never let yourself actually believe. And to buy it, this is not the greatest analogy, but to buy it, you really have to go all in, all of your savings, and maybe even ask, for help from your parents or whatever. And you have to leverage everything. And the chance that you might fail on this, you could make this with a business or anything else. Like, the chance that you might fail is very great. And the people around you are saying, this isn't good for you. You shouldn't make this kind of decision. But in your heart, you want it. And you want to become the person that holds that frequency, right? The masculines don't have or have never had anything in their life to make them believe they could be a radiant king. And, you know, Spirit's saying it's not going to be you that makes them believe this. Although this is a very interesting set of cards, you know, you're kind of chasing them into becoming, to looking in this golden mirror, right? And it may even be true that some of them see your glow up as narcissistic, and they may really actually think that you want to use them. I mean, I think this is you here. They're telling me these are the feminine cards right down here, but I feel like this is them watching you go through this self-love phoenix incarnation. Like, I feel like you're getting very close to closing out the codependency at all. I think that's been or has or will continue to be a little bit of a rocky road if you don't understand it and heal these abandonment issues, right? That's what this is all about, because they're still reflecting those to you. And I mean, I've done a tremendous amount of work and I still have little remnants in there. And someone who's fully has fully healed them might say I have big remnants, but to me they're small compared to what was there. And so remember, healing is a spiral, and we heal and we continue then to get opportunities to be who we say we want to be, to become the version of ourselves that we want to be, to rise above what has been plaguing us. They're saying they're using the word plague on purpose. So it's weird because I did my manifesting stuff and my twin flame stuff. It always kind of synergistically goes together. But they're saying oh, now I lost it. A lot of this is social disease telling you who you are, how you have to be. And again, comes back to that no one ever was born hating anything about themselves. That the constructs of society, and they're even saying things like mirrors, and mirrors in many ways, right? All of the ways you get mirror feedback, report cards, bank statements, raises, whatever they're called when you have a job and you get performance reviews, likes, whatever, any external motivation like that, is this mirror that's asking us to put one part of ourselves forward and hold a bunch of ourselves back. And the masculine is coming into, I want my animal cards, coming into view of what this is. Does that make sense? He's witnessing the difference between your growth and others' growth. And the fact that you can stand up and be honest, oh my gosh, okay, about whatever this was. There was something here. There was in the middle. Six, 5, 5, 2, 1, 2. Another telling me that's part of someone's phone number. Okay, so they're witnessing something very mysterious with you. Yeah, they're witnessing something very mysterious with you that's causing this rebirth, and it's very magical. Look at all these magical cards. Miracles, magic, abundance, mystery, in between. It's interesting, like the flamingo especially. I was just talking about flamingos. You know, flamingos can fly. Whereas peacocks cannot, I guess. Not very far. And it's like, don't become so worried about how things look. Like, don't make things look so good that you're stuck in them. And this is again an analogy about the house. They're saying, like, the value of the house is giving you a secure and stable base for you to live your passion, to live in this very supported way. But your purpose is not the house. The house's purpose is to support you. And that's, I guess, the way someone needs to see it. It's like, don't make your value the house. Does that make sense? Keep your, make your life in a way where you feel not too overextended by making things look. I guess it's kind of warning against leveraging everything to have a vanity thing. So only you will know exactly what this means to you and if it applies. But it's like, you can manifest anything you want. And your manifestations will always lead you towards growth. You know, that's what they kind of want you to know here. Your manifestations will lead you to growth. There's a lot that should feel good about that growth, and about, you'll kind of innately know that you're ready for your next step. You're ready for the next thing. It's not like, oh, I need to get a bigger house right now because I'm worried that what other people are thinking about my house, right? And of course we live in society, and we always have to, we have people around us, especially usually family, that are commenting or telling us where we're failing. So, you know, they're kind of like saying, take that in stride when you decide what you want to manifest. Oh, I don't need both of these. Okay. And why you want to manifest it. So okay, this is what we're going to do apparently. Let's see. What will the masculine do with this new information that they're getting? What are they planning to actually do next? Eight of Cups reversed, Four of Cups reversed. World reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Strength reversed, Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Empress reversed, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Two of Swords reversed, Seven of Swords reversed. This is Justice reversed, Sun, Knight of Wands, Three of Swords reversed. They're going to come clean about For those of you that were ghosted or they walked away from you, there's going to be an explanation given, I believe, here. To have the Strength and the Sun come out together, it's very strong here. Very, very strong energy. Especially this particular card. I'm like, why do they want me to use this deck? But this particular card here is really about how your lower self, your ego, can influence your decisions and why. And it's really like what I was talking about in the reading about this radiant, you know, to have this Empress in reverse with, you know, and she's like the woman on the star, right? And there's all these stars. To have it here with the Sun, with the Seven of Cups, it's just like, yeah, he knew you were the one. He's known you're the one. Maybe from the first time he saw you. But he treated you badly. He treated you, I would say, worse than an option. Deception and lies, and he may have even told lies about you or to you. He may have made it look at one point like he was really interested in having something serious with you, or it may have, like, this is what I was talking about with him presenting of like a little bit of himself, right? This is mirroring you doing that. And I really, really know how triggering that is when someone says that and you're like, I would never do what he did. But that is the twin flame journey. And if that's not what's going on here, I do not believe that you're on the twin flame journey, because that is what happens. They're a mirror to you, and you have to look that in the face and be willing to say, oh, I was only giving a manipulated part of myself, and this is really tough love from me. And in readings, this has been the way it's been too. I've been like, dang, I really don't want to say this, but Spirit says, well, you're ready for it now, because you are asking for the answers. You actually want to know why, and this is why. You can pretend that he's a bad guy and he's doing this because he's a narcissist and you have nothing to do with it, but then you're just disowning the journey, because you're fully in control of the journey, and the journey is telling you that this card's so cool too. It's got like one blue candle and one pink candle, like two flames in it. And oh yeah, it's got the snake going around too at the top. the Ouroboros. I can't show you the front, but there is a lion and a bull on the front. So, okay. Thank you, Spirit. That was new information to me and very helpful. So the butterfly here on the back of this with the sword pointed down and some like treasure. Oh, it's the scales. The scales have been put down. So, you know, justice carries the sword of truth and the balancing. And then we have them put down. You know, it is I believe Isis behind her too here on the wall. So a lot of this was done in deception, right? And he's like this night sky and you're like the sun, right? And what does the sun do to the night sky? Obviously, it turns it to day. And we have this gigantic moon here. Right under this huge sea of emotions. And I think navigating these huge energies has been so life-changing for both of you. You know, here he has his like bag of treasure, I think. Oh, his mask. You see the mask is down. Like, what are they showing me? Mask. So you got, like I said in the main reading, you've got to see his mask come off now. I think there's something, it is either in a dream or a vision or an actual interaction with him, or you had an epiphany, like, this wasn't what I thought it was. Like, this wasn't the way it was presented to me. And so there's something coming up here about vanity. And, you know, they already brought it up once, but it's like, be very careful about putting too much emphasis on vanity. Like, I feel like the Divine Feminines are in this process of glowing up and really stepping into their radiant energy. And they're saying, like, this energy is so strong. Oh, such an interesting card. There's something here about stone, and it's like nothing is set in stone. God, they said something right at the very beginning. I can't remember. Oh, did I say leave no stone unturned? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. But you know, when I channel, I can't remember anything. So there's something here about the stone and you being able to actually receive what is for you. And this is part of what they're going to show you next. If you choose to be vain and care how things look, your masculines will show you that. If you choose what is you, like inherently you, and that's why they're bringing up your inner child here, your, you know, Leo is kind of about vanity. We have two Leo cards right on top of each other here, but it's like you kind of get a choice here to really go with your lower chakras again and to So the lower chakras are about security, stability, creativity, and self-worth. And in their negative expressions, they're insecure, right? They're overly, oh man, sorry, it's a big message. They're overly concerned about attractiveness in a physical sense. I'm trying to say that PG. And they're overly concerned about how things look. This is kind of where the house analogy comes into. It's like, if you actually want to be stable and creative and feel really good in your skin, make choices in alignment with that. Really challenge yourself not to care how things look so much. Not to choose emptiness over, empty things that look good over really fulfilling things that maybe people aren't flashy to the ego, whatever. Understand your really divine eternal nature that has all come to a peak, a pinnacle now. This has all come to a pinnacle now, and it's not like overly important. It's just another now for you to make this choice, that you've come around full circle. Again, they're talking about you've come a full revolution. This cycle is over now, and you get to choose again. Oh wow, that's really amazing. Okay. It makes sense to me. So there is this masculine will show you. Okay. There's the rose, there's the cups, right? And this is, you get to look at the upright cups or the cups in reverse. And here there's a bridge. The bridge is important. You're about to be able, I got chills on my right leg. Okay. You're about to be able to walk over a bridge, and this has to do with something related to your father's side. Father's side, when you were quite young, because my knees are tingling here and up the side of my right leg. So the way you were supported as a child, there may have been a lot of emphasis on looks, on body, on achievement, on what will they think. It may have even be like, if you were like crying or loud in public, the rationale was like, well, what will people think of you? Like, really control your outbursts, because what will people think? What will people think if you cry or you're loud or you express yourself, right? They will judge you, right? That's this judgment here. They will judge you, and so the trash trucks always come when something needs to be put in the trash. They'll judge you for being passionate. So we had passion 3 times in this reading. And we have the Queen of Wands with Justice in reverse. Queen of Wands reversed, Justice reversed. They will judge you if you're too flamboyant, you're too passionate, you wear your heart on your sleeve. I mean, look at her freaking sleeves. What will they think of you if you're actually different? creative, authentic. And yeah, the Queen of Wands can be impetuous and impulsive, but they really want you to ground that. You know, we have the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles coming out here too. And she has her falcon, and and here the falcon's flying away. It's like, don't let this pass you by, because you have an opportunity here to really change the trajectory of things. And, you know, I don't believe in timelines, but when you come around to the where you were before, and you get to go through it again, and you get to see, did I like the choice that I made, or do I want to make a different choice? And how am I going to align my values so my choice reflects my values? How am I going to prioritize my values so the choice that I make really shows through, and the reality that I create. We had the crystal yellow dragon and the air dragon fall out. The wisdom is reflected in the choice that I made. Does that make sense? So we have Archangel Michael and the blue dragon from the Pleiades falling out. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. So we'll do labradorite, green opal, and citrine. We have conflict and, oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Conflict and spiritual awakening on the bottom. And this is what I think is going on in the masculines. I think they're very conflicted with this. They're showing you where you're conflicted, and they're conflicted, right? Are you going to fully trust heaven? Are you going to accept source healing and heart activation? It says give and receive heart healing. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Bottom of the deck, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, so let's look at these cards. I did not plan on this being this long of a reading, but it was called. So pile 1, charity, green gold. Oh, look at citrine. Sorry. And manifesting miracles. So in this pile, I really see you can have a very big impact in the world. A lot of abundance can come from following your dreams. Prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven and ask and you shall receive. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. Abundance, and then manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So you, in this pile, you can call these energies in by meditating, asking for those specific entities to work with you while you sleep, or any kind of, like, I find like walking in nature to be very meditative. Like my mind can rest and be at peace. If they're calling me to tell you about EDMR, which is a form of therapy with this rapid eye movement, but studies have shown, if you care about studies, if you're out in nature where it's very wide open and you have been triggered, this can be a way you can work through it. Now, you also may want to work through it with a therapist, who's trained in EDMR. Because they'll help you take out like your limiting belief and put a new one in. But if you walk and you sweep your eyes side to side, you will access the part of your mind that is triggered. And you will be able to kind of purge that if you're cognizant enough to do that, right? Okay, so the green opal, I love this stone. Pile 2, Kuan Yin, white gold dragon from Lyra, pyromorphite, and trust. So you seem to be working on your, probably the masculine's working on trusting. Care and compassion, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. And this may be that, you know, I'm getting a scenario where there was bad blood between two people or a fight, whatever, and you're the one that says, hey, I'm sorry for my part in this, instead of holding on to animosity. Okay. Connects you to the highest Christ light, and obviously that's like a tenet of Christ. Develop was forgiveness. Develop your causal chakra. Bathe in ninth dimensional Christ light. Pyromorphite, patience. So there may be some waiting here. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And pile 3, Mary Magdalene, fire, and that's so weird. The labradorite pile got the citrine, and the citrine pile got the labradorite in playfulness. So these two piles may be linked, they may all be linked, I don't know. Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow your inner call and do not let anything stop you. So very much what I was talking about in the reading. Fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepares for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. Take action. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So if you want to claim this reading and you made it this far, you can put 444 in the box or whatever, if you want to put the crystal you chose or both. And so I think I'm going to do a new type of reading here, and that will be showing up as soon as I finish the rest of the readings I have in the queue. So I thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate all of you listening and commenting, sharing, subscribing, and I hope that I have helped you somehow on your journey, and you definitely all have helped me so much. So thank you. Bye for now.